The referee this afternoon comes from England, Air Commodore Lamb. So into the shadow, under the far stand, a packed house here, very nearly a packed house at Rodney Parade, tremendous excitement. Young Ebervale halfbacks, 22 and 20, Turner and Grindle. They're likely to have a very severe testing because it's one tremendous back row that the All Blacks are fielding. Tremaine, Nathan and Lahore. Strawn has come in at the last moment in place of Meads. Steele again. Quick one to Gray at the front of the line out. Referee not satisfied. Not straight, I should think. So they scrum it down 15 yards in. And this is Glyn Turner from Ebervale, steel worker, 20 years old, putting it in for Monmouthshire, who haven't had the greatest of seasons. They've lost to Glamorgan and Gloucestershire. Not as strong as they'd like to be because of injuries, but geared today for an all-out effort. Either put in crooked or foot up. I think put in crooked. McCormick takes the penalty on the 25. Certainly the All Blacks taking no chances, having old scores to settle on this ground. Incidentally, Monmouthshire beat the Kiwis rather, just after the war, when Charlie Saxton, the present manager, was the Kiwis scrum half. It's another one they remember. And low, and it's knocked on by Tremaine. And going in trouble, in goes those Monmouthshire forwards. Now, can they ruck it? They can't. It's out on the New Zealand side, out to Steele. Tremaine coming up on the halfway line. Sorry about this low sun, but very soon now we hope it'll be dropping underneath that stand. So much depends on this Monmouthshire pack, if they can hold the New Zealanders for 80 minutes. Nobody has been able to do it yet. The West Wales pack very nearly did. So did one of the French sides in midweek. Didn't quite last the course. So it's Glyn Turner for Monmouthshire. And the New Zealand backs almost up to the hindmost foot. Monmouthshire have got 4 internationals, 3 up front. Denzel Williams, Brian Price, Dennis Hughes, the captain, playing at number 8. Nice little kick by Turner. It's useful. Steele's underneath it. And Lahore covering magnificently as always. It's on the New Zealand 25. In they pile, those Monmouthshire forwards. And there's an offence there on the ground. A kick, a penalty to New Zealand. Cormick again. Line out just inside the All Blacks half. And the right wing is Laurie Daniels, the captain of Pontypool. Wakadethan working around the blind side. Wakadethan, who broke his jaw early in the tour, to think that he hasn't played in an international. What a reserve to have. And this time a penalty to Monmouthshire, and coming up to take the kick from just inside the opposing half, Keith Jarrett, playing today on a wing. He's only played on the wing twice in his life before. Of course, he plays centre for Newport, and full back for Wales when he made that sensational debut against England. It must be all of 60 yards if you allow for the angle, but he's got the breeze behind him. Drizzle still sweeping down the ground. Not very much of it. 5 minutes gone. Less than a year ago, Keith Jarrett was playing for Monmouth School in the Roslyn Park School Sevens up in London. He's still only 19. It looks pretty good from here. Oh, he's just missed it. He had the length. Very fine effort by Keith Jarrett. Well, the New Zealanders will have to be very careful about giving away penalty kicks anywhere inside their own half if this is to be Jarrett's form this afternoon. Drop out by Earl Curtin, the out half. And some bad ball for the New Zealanders. That's Paul Watts of Newport, number 6. Brian Price is there, number 4. Let's have a look at some counties numbers. Number 7, Arthur Hughes, with a beard, in very fine form, as fit as he's ever been. His brother is the captain, number 8, Dennis Hughes. Paul Watts is on the other side, on the blind side. And a penalty to the All Blacks just inside their 25, taken by McCormick. And after a relatively quiet start, the ball hasn't yet got beyond the out half on either side. So far, this Monmouthshire pack holding their own. Just inside the halfway line, All Blacks half. And going, here's a man for the county's back row to watch. If they don't watch him, it may be a case of going, gone. He's a wonderful little runner from the base of the scrummage. Well, the All Blacks got it, but not very cleanly. Hacked on by a Monmouthshire boot. So the counties have gained about a dozen yards. And there's the county's captain, Dennis Hughes. 1 Welsh cap against the All Blacks this year. And 16 is Walker Nathan in the black jersey. Caught a glimpse there, I think, of the county centres lying pretty flat up. Sturdy tacklers both, Ken Jones and Arthur Lewis, and they may well need to be if the New Zealanders start getting good ball. It's a long one for Dennis Hughes, but it's Walker Nathan slipping it to Lahore. Lahore over the halfway line. Oh, magnificently back. Here goes Earl Curtin. His kick is charged down by the scrum half, Glyn Turner. And the first real glimpse of an All Black surge through their forwards. County's 10 yards line. Steele throwing in. Obstruction, presumably at the line out or offside. Penalty kicker, Barry Edwards. It's a beauty. Down into the All Blacks 25. So here's Steele throwing in for the All Blacks. And again, a quick one to Gray. Going, a kick down to the full-back. Edwards coming out, making his angle. Safely back into touch, just outside the 25. Nothing much in it for height at the line-up. Brian Price, about 6'4", and Strawn and Jennings. What a reserve to have as lock, Arthur Jennings. See Monmouthshire playing 7 forwards there. Arthur Hughes back at fly half. So if they could get the ball, they'd have an overlap situation. And also, of course, an extra man in defence if the All Blacks come away from the back of the line-out. Midfield, just out from the All Blacks 25. Number 1, Denzel Williams, who pound for pound is about the same weight as Brian Muller, around about 17 stone, when his irresistible force meets an immovable object. Really very little in it up front at the moment. And that's, and I think put in crooked, judging from the referee's reaction. He pointed at the scrum half. Here goes Lahore. Well brought down, it's out to Going, trying to slip it out on the blind side to Tremaine, and they're up to the halfway line. 10 minutes gone, no score at Rodney Parade. And a mark by Laurie Daniels, Pontypool skipper, right wing for the counties. He's missed it. It's Cottrell Playing instead of an injured McRae today, not seriously injured McRae, this fine inside centre for New Zealand. But very skillful and balanced runner Davis is the outside centre, outside Cottrell today. And a new wing, Thorne, who's normally a centre, playing today for the first time on this tour as a right wing. Curtin, a long kick, a bit too far downfield. Looks as if it might bounce just, no, not quite over the goal line. Well picked up by Barry Edwards, and he had it charged down by Curtin. So it turned out to be a useful kick. I think he meant it to go a bit farther to the right. And the All Blacks, for the first time, deep in the Monmouthshire 25. So Jarrett for Monmouthshire. That's a fine leap by Brian Price in the scrum half. Aiming for touch, doesn't quite find it. McCormick. He didn't consider the possibility of a drop goal at all. Happy to put it back into touch for his forwards. And it's the Monmouthshire hooker, when they get the ball back, who's going to throw this in at the line-out. Brian Wilkins, who's been playing a long time for Abertillery, about 7 seasons. As you see, just out from the county's 25. Still no score. Brian Price again, and another nice little kick by Turner. Typical Welsh scrum half play. He's 20 years old, this scrum half. He's had a Welsh trial. Number 9, Glyn Turner. And there's Lahore and Nathan at the back of the line out. Tremaine, what a back row. Kelvin Tremaine, who's in tremendous form against Scotland. County's 10-yard line. Not straight. So down they go on the county's 10 yards line, and the referee can get them straight and 15 yards in from touch. And it's Glyn Turner to put it in for Monmouthshire. And I don't think the counties intend to run it, even if they get the heel. They're lying up pretty flat behind the scrum. Sid going very quickly round on him, Mari. Counties giving a bit. Counties are giving a bit. Offside and a penalty to the counties. Well, very little in it so far. The initiative held by the All Blacks, but only once within striking distance to the counties line. It's a long kick, and it's a fine one. Deep down to the All Blacks 25. The breeze behind him. And again the bearded Arthur Hughes is standing out from this line out on New Zealand ball. Number 7, here he comes. Backing down on the open side as Turner puts it in for Monmouthshire, just inside the 25. Now we'll see whether Monmouthshire can get the heel and whether they can run it this time. See those All Black centres almost as far up as they can be. And front row this time in trouble. Monmouthshire front row, probably the hooker. McCormick takes the penalty. So far, all credit to the Monmouthshire forwards and to their halfbacks, particularly the scrum half, but a rather muted performance by the All Blacks pack so far. Hooker throwing in again for Monmouthshire. Walker-Nathan quite able to get it back. Hacked on by Dennis Hughes, the captain. McCormick back towards his line, pursued by Arthur Hughes. was the sandy-haired centre Ken Jones coming through there on McCormick. I must say McCormick hasn't let his side down on this trip. Been a fine fullback, ever ready to join in the attacks. Again, the hooker throwing in at the line out for Monmouthshire. On the 25. Long one, how's it going to bounce? It's Tremaine holding it. Here comes that New Zealand surge. Good spoiling by counties, and they're going in now in their turn. And it's the Monmouthshire put in a very handy attacking position, almost dead centre, just to the left of the posts. Within drop-kicking range too. An important heel then on their own head. And the scrum half in trouble. Put in crooked and another penalty. It's a pity that that should happen from the Monmouthshire point of view. A good attacking position. And a bad slice by McCormick. Dennis Hughes, new Welsh camp at number 8, whipping up his pack to a fine effort here. And Brian Price standing at the back of the line out. He has it. The referee adjudged that not straight. The All Blacks take a scrummage. And going to put it in on the open side. Both scrum halves having trouble getting it cleanly into the scrum. Kneeling, lowering in the scrum, and a penalty to Monmouthshire. And here's a great chance for Jarrett. A really splendid chance of landing the first blow. Only about 6 yards out from the 25. 18 minutes have gone, no score. And Keith Jarrett, with I suppose a 32, 33 yard kick. And Jarrett being the kicker, this really ought to be 3 points to Monmouthshire, and what a roar there'll be at Newport. Keith Jarrett, who's scored 108 points so far this season for club and county. Oh, he's missed it badly. I think most people would have backed Jarrett to get that one 4 times out of 5. So, still 0-all. And the county's missing the chance of a great psychological advantage, the first score. Curtain dropping out. Hacked on by Steele, and I'm afraid the sun is still with us over there. Dropping very, very slowly, it seems, in the sky. But it's a lovely afternoon, crisp air. Midway between the All Blacks 25 and the halfway line. Going for the All Blacks. Steele in trouble with the back row and the scrum half. Up to the 25. Plenty of spirit in this county's pack. Dennis Hughes very nicely at the back of the line out. And a good heel. Scrum half couldn't quite pick it up, and a penalty against the New Zealanders for an offence there on the ground. And surely this time Jarrett will make no mistake. It's just a little bit straighter from the other side of the posts. Exactly 20 minutes gone in the first half, and Jarrett making his mark just inside the 25. So this is chance number 3 that Keith Jarrett has had of putting Monmouthshire in front. Once from very long range, just inside the halfway line from far out, and once from the other side of the posts from very much the same angle and distance as this. No mistake this time. Monmouthshire 3, The All Blacks 0. Jarrett again, a Welsh hero, and just the start the counties team prayed for. The first score. This will really put their tails up. But a long, long way to go. McCormick kicking off again to the All Blacks. Phillips was under that, one of the locks, couldn't pick it up. There goes Walker Nathan, tremendous pace. Walker Nathan up to the line, and the several forwards in support. Lahore is there, and he gives it to Gray. Right under the post now. Does it come back on the New Zealand side? It does to Going. And there was a counties man offside, and it must be a penalty to the All Blacks. Well, that's really a tragedy from the counties' point of view, having got in the lead and having, as it seemed, given away the lead on a plate. McCormick, interestingly, has kicked exactly the same number of points as Jarrett this season, 108, but in fewer games, in 9 games. Here he goes. That's 3 points all. McCormick in a long line of great fullbacks. What names he has to follow. Don Clark, Bob Scott, Cook, Napier. There it is. 3 points all. Nearly 25 minutes gone. And it's the fly half taking a quick one. And Laurie Daniels very nearly picked that up on the right wing. It's Walker Nathan again. He just can't keep him out of the picture. Glyn Turner for Monmouthshire, and almost the first one against the head. It's a good heel. Charged down by Tremaine. Kelvin Tremaine hunting up the blind side. A man who in his time has scored well past 100 tries in top-class rugby. Very, very dangerous runner near the line. He only needs to smell the goal line and woof, that's it. Count his 10 yards line. Nathan again coming more and more into the game, slipping it to Ken Gray, the prop forward. Cottrell trying to take it from him. Strawn is there, Jennings is there. Oh, what a lovely back from the maul. Here goes old Curtin, and a long pass out to Steele. Steele, good cover defence. Steele still going. He noops the pass out to Nathan, and the pass was forward. Desperate cover defence by the counties, and the game really warming up now. My word, the ball came back quickly there from the maul. It's Walker Nathan. Leg injury. What an embarrassment of riches this magnificent All Black side has got in the back row. There's Tremaine in the middle of this picture. Dropped in Paris. Kirkpatrick came in, played a blinder. Got injured. Tremaine came back, played a blinder against Scotland. Walker Nathan out of the hunt because of this broken jaw. Lahore himself, ace coverer, magnificent player. Really very, very fine back row. There's Arthur Jennings, number 11, part Fijian, and Sam Strawn, who's played in test matches with Colin Meads at lock. 11 Jennings, 9 Strawn. "25 minutes gone, 3 points all, and it's the county's ball, 10 yards out from their own goal line. And one they'll very much want to win on their own head." Glyn Turner then, 20-year-old Ebervale scrum half. They look to have it a little bit on the retreat, and it's going offside. A little bit too eager coming round there. So it's fullback to take the penalty. Barry Edwards, steelworker from Tredegar. Barry Edwards so far has kicked extremely well this afternoon. almost, I think, seen the end of the sun. It's got a little bit further to drop over that far stand. Steele to throw in for the All Blacks. Curtin from going. The referee not satisfied that that throw was straight. So the counties get the put in, just inside their own half. Barry Edwards has come up into the line on the blind side, and again they're getting pushed.